Welcome to Garth Pleasant Arena, home of the Rochester College Warriors, who have a 16-10 record as they take on the Aquinas College Saints with their 19-6 record. I'm your host for the game, Nick Griffhorst. I'm joined by Peter Green, doing color commentary. Pete, walk us through what we should know leading up to this game.
Yeah, Nick, we got the second meeting this season between these two teams. Aquinas being a very hot team who is currently on an 8-game winning streak and second in the WAC standings. And Rochester is looking for a win to snap their 2-game losing streak to push themselves up from the middle of the pack.
Yeah, and we got the standings on the screen right now. As you can see, Aquinas, like Pete said, in second place. The Warriors at 6th, but it's really a tight race there between those two spots. Warriors not that far behind the Saints, only 3 games back, but this could be a really, really decisive game in this conference.
Absolutely, and Rochester went on the road the first meeting earlier this season, and a few scores and players you're going to want to look out for. Brees Spica, the leading scorer on the Aquinas team, averaging 12 points a game, and Mikkel Faber, another person to watch around the boards, averaging 8 rebounds a game, who can also score the ball.
Yeah, and this Aquinas team's pretty good. Like you said, they've won 8 straight. They're a talented team. But Rochester College, Devin Valco is the leading scorer for them, 15 points per game. They're a team that likes to shoot a lot of threes. But we're going to take a quick break for the national anthem and then players' intros, and we'll be right back after that. And welcome back as we get ready for tip-off here. I'll walk you through the starting lineups real quick. For the Warriors, it's Ricky Shirt, Rio Dudgeon, Devin Valco, Brooke Felder, and Kendra Kuyat. For Aquinas, Keely Hinton, Bree Spica, Hannah Briefeld, Michaela Faber, and Carly Andrews. As we get ready to tip off here, it will be Felder versus Faber for the opening tip. And we are underway. It's Kuyat with the ball to start the game. Back to Valco. Valco setting up the offense for the Warriors.
You're gonna want to watch for Kujat because she's the main facilitator on this team, and Dungeon with a 3 up and no good.
Yeah, Kuyat's definitely the player that the Warriors like to work this ball through. They like to drive inside with her a lot. She's really a drive and kick kind of point guard. As Aquinas throws it inside there to Faber, no good, back up and in. And here comes Kuyat and the Warriors, 2-0 lead. Aquinas draws first blood. Tight defense there for Aquinas. Shirt, Kuyat, inside for the Warriors for Fielder. She throws it up, no good. And coming back the other way is Hinton. Briefeld over to Andrews. Rotating around the top of the key. Back to Andrews. Andrews drives inside, throws it up, no good. Rebound Felder. And here come the Warriors. Kuyat looks up ahead, got him. Easy basket for Valco on the layup.
Great pass there by Kujat.
Yeah, good eye right there, finding her girl right there inside, getting the easy layup. So here comes Aquinas. Shot from Hinton, knocks it down. This is a Rochester team that likes to shoot the 3 ball, and that's how you got to beat them if you're Aquinas. You got to match what they do on the offensive end from deep.
They sure do have a lot of shooters that can be dangerous if they get hot.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting because Kuyat is not a 3-point shooter, and she's the point guard. It's a lot of your forwards for Rochester who like to shoot it, like Valco and like Dudgeon. And right there, a foul called on Aquinas. And we will have a reset for the Warriors. Dungeon will be the one to inbound it. That foul on Spica. And here comes Kuyat. Quickly inside, looking for a lane, can't find it, throws it back out Shirt. Shirt back to Kuyat. You're going to see that a lot. You're going to see Kuyat driving inside, either looking for a lane or looking for a pass, as there's an offensive foul on the Warriors on Valco.
The Warriors 12, Valco, her first personal and team foul number 1.
What? I know, I thought they were, I don't know how to do this.
Looks like Rochester's coming out with a little press. As Bree Spica brings up the ball.
Yeah, here comes Aquinas now. Throws it inside. Working on Fielder. Back out Anderson for 3. Got it. So it's an 8-2 lead for Aquinas to start this game. Not what you want to see if you're Rochester. And Kujat now trying to set up a play on the offensive end. Deep ball from Dungeon, no good. Anderson the rebound, and Aquinas is off and running the other way.
I don't think that was a shot they were looking for on that.
No, I don't think so either. Really early in the shot clock there, but they shot it regardless. Over to Spica, driving shot, got it. So 10-2 now. And here come the Warriors. Kujat looking around, waiting for the play to set up. Over to Valco. Is that a technical foul?
I'm not sure who the...
Yeah, it looks like they just called a technical foul, and now Wichner is asking for what and on who. And we're going to have some discussion from the refs. It looks like the technical's on Wichner. who says that all he did was ask why there wasn't a travel. Lots of discussion here from the refs.
Pretty early technical foul
Yeah.
within the first few minutes of the game.
So now, timeout, maybe, technical. We're asking our producer now. Everybody's kind of a little confused in this arena right now. And they are going to call a technical foul now on Wichner.
A technical foul in a sense to the Rochester College bench.
Yeah, still a lot of confusion, no explanation. Double technical, Wichner is out of the
Wow.
game.
Wow.
Unbelievable sequence of events. Not a whole lot of sense being made right now.
Not
from
at
these
all.
refs, but
He's out of
Wichner
here.
is out of the game. They're throwing him out of the game. We are less than 4 minutes into this game, and Rochester College is without their coach down 10-2. He has left the building.
It didn't seem like he was saying much.
No, and he says that all he said, and remember, I didn't hear anything personally, but all Wichner said was he asked why there wasn't a travel on the other end. And then complaining with the ref is what got him the second technical, and he was thrown out of the game. So Rochester College will go to their assistant coaching team here.
We got a sudden halt in this game here.
So Rachel Wichner and Connie Herndon will take over the coaching role for Rochester College, and now she's asking for an explanation down there, and we've got the technical free throw from Briefeld. What a start to this game we got here, huh, Pete?
I can't say I've ever seen a technical foul called that early in the game. But
No, pretty surprising, especially to get that double tack. And the first free throw is good from Briefeld. The second one falls as well. And now they get two more.
maybe that might put a little fire under Rochester here for the start.
I don't know. This is quite the swing here. Now it's 13-2. She's got one more, and then they get the ball. Second one's no good. So 13-2, and we're going to get back to basketball here, Pete.
Not the start Rochester's looking for right now.
No, not what you're looking for at all. And the Warriors now get the basketball. Kuyat will take the inbound, and Kuyat working around Shirt at the top. Kuyat over Dungeon, back to Shirt. Velko now. Shirt looking inside to Fielder, turning off balance, no good. Here comes Aquinas. Spica driving, got a lane, fouled by Kuyat, throws it up, no good. So to walk you through what just happened, we had a double technical on Brett Wichner, and he is out of the game. So Rochester College without their coach, and down by 11 so far. Let's make that 12.
It looked like there was a little miscommunication on that end. They didn't really sure what kind of defense they were in, and now it gave up 2 points.
Yeah, and that kind of is what happens when you go without your coach this early.
Exactly.
Kuyat now running down the court, loses the ball, bouncing around. Aquinas had it, Shirt almost had it, and now Dungeon gets it back, and Kuyat will slow it down. I mean, this is a huge game for conference play.
Absolutely.
Rochester wins this. It's a huge boost in the rankings. Like we said, everybody's very tight. Fielder spinning, draws the foul, and will head to the line.
It's going to be an interesting matchup with Brooke Fielder and their big Faber down there. So
yeah, and they seem to be a very physical team offensively. They seem to do what Rochester does a lot. They like to get the ball inside and then work it back out.
Yep.
So there's going to be a lot of physical plays here. Fielder misses the first. And checking in for the Saints is Jordan Wigg. She checks in for Keely Hinton. second free throw here from Fielder. That will fall. So 15-3. The Saints up big here. 5:49 to play in the quarter. Here comes Anderson bringing it up. Looking over to the corner, driving inside. Kicks it back out. Spica for three. Got it. And they've been on fire to start this game.
Especially Bree Spica. She is on early.
Yeah, dominant performance for Aquinas. 18-3. Not what you want to see if you're Rochester.
Not at all.
And there's another offensive foul on the Warriors. I think that's going to go on either Dungeon or Shirt. Yeah, and it's going to go on Dungeon. And now the Warriors check into the game. 2 players. It's going to be Jade Smith. And it looks like Kim Charney checking into the game.
Rochester's going to want to look for a few stops here.
Yeah, you really got to get more than a few at this point. Spica almost turned it over there as Kuyak played some physical defense. And then a travel called on Destiny Lewis, who just checked into the game for Aquinas. And now some confusion on the other end again. Refs waiting. And there's an inbound from Kuyak. There's been a lot of discussion between
There really has.
today. I'm not normally one to complain about reffing, but this could be a long game. Kuyak over to Shirt. Rochester in desperate need of some points, and there's a travel. So Kim Charney with the travel, and it's Aquinas basketball yet again.
It was a good cut by Kim Charney, but she just forgot to put the ball down.
Yeah, and I just keep going back to that double technical, kind of a jarring start to this game. Not really how you expect this to go.
Not at all.
Destiny looking for the inbound, gets it. And here comes Wig and the Aquinas Saints offense. Wig looking around. Fredrickson sets his pick for her. Back over, that's Day. 3 ball now, no good. That was from Wig, and it's out of bounds. Rochester basketball. So here comes Kuyak. Rochester still struggling to get on the board. 5 minutes into this game, 5.5 minutes into this game. Shirt throws it to Smith. Jade Smith, an inside presence for the Warriors. They love to get her the ball and let her work inside. And there's a foul called as Velko drives in.
Whistle on the Warriors, number 30.
Jade Smith, really a player for Rochester. She comes off the bench, but she plays a lot of minutes for them. She's a very physical inside presence. She's not the tallest, she's not the biggest, but she has some really nice post moves. First free throw is good from Velko.
They're gonna need those off the bench points. They're gonna need to have to get them somewhere.
Yeah, they're gonna need a lot of help just to get back into this. I mean, I know it's early in the game, but down 18-3, now 18-4. This early in the game, it doesn't really help your attitude. So, but like we said, it's a conference play. I'm sure that this Warrior team knows what's at stake here.
Absolutely.
So they're not going to back down from it. Second one drops for Velko. Saints basketball. Here comes Anderson. Anderson has a lane if she wants it. Pulls it back out, bounces it off her knee and out of bounds into the corner. So Faber checks back in for the Saints. The interior defensive presence for them. And Kuyat slowing down, setting up the offense. Rotating around the top.
Great cut.
Yeah, beautiful move by Velko and a great find from Kuyat. And it's 18-7 with under 4 to play in the quarter. Hinton threw it on over, up and in for Briefeld. 27, Kuyat basketball. Setting up the offense, Kuyat picks up a dribble to Shirt, rotating, that's Charney, throws it up and got it.
Beautiful floater.
Yeah, great move there by Kin Charney. Another one of those bench players for Rochester that gets a lot of minutes. They rotate pretty heavily. And a offensive foul. Shirt drew it. It's back to Rochester. Checking in for the Warriors now, Rio Dungeon and Shea Kaiser. Dungeon checking back in. This is Kaiser's first appearance on the game. And Shirt will take over point guard duty for the Warriors as a rare rest for Kuyat. Shirt working around Jade Smith. That pass almost picked by Anderson. Threw it in, lost ball. Anderson wisely backs off of a 1-on-3. Hinton setting up the offense. Passes up on the screen. Spicka over to Anderson. To Briefeld to the corner. 3 from Finton, no good. Rebound, back up, in, and fouled. Faber drew it.
Someone's going to have to box her out because she's going to do that all game long.
Yeah, she's a great player, and you would like to have Fielder in the game for the Warriors, but she gets in foul trouble often. She's really not the one who they like to have guard the big man inside. And Faber knocks down the back end. So here's Kaiser. Back to Shirt. And Rochester sets up around that screen from Smith. Back to Shirt. Kaiser. A nice screen from Smith. They looked for her inside off of the roll and couldn't get it. Shirt driving. They got to shoot, and there it is. No good from Kaiser. And here come the Saints yet again, fitting with the basketball at the RC logo. Fitting Spicka to Anderson, back to Spicka. She's been on fire from 3, and there's another, no good. And Dungeon threw it away, looking for Kaiser, who never turned around. That's just a mental lapse there for Rochester. Down 23-9, you can't really afford turnovers like that at all.
They really don't seem to be on the same page this period, but they're going to have to spark a flame because they need a few buckets here.
Yeah, they desperately need some points. So there's Spicka dribbling around, throws it out, Fenton for 3. No good, off the top, and it's out of bounds. And maybe not. They called a foul on Shirt. A foul on the Warriors. Shirt was just boxing out the defender there.
I think they called it on Jade Smith, actually.
Whistle on the Warriors 24, Jade Smith.
Yeah, you're right. They called it on Smith. Shirt, the one who's upset with the call. And a mass substitution for the Warriors. Same ref that called the double text. And lots of discussion from the refs again, so. I mean, the interesting thing about that play is the ball came off the top of the rim, so it's out of bounds. It bounced off the top of the backboard, sorry. So it's out of bounds. Did the call come before that? I think that was the discussion from the refs. As there's the first free throw from Faber, knocked down. Here comes the second. And it's good, so 25-9. Saints with a huge lead, and Kujat trying to spark a Warriors offensive run. And there's a steal, and off goes Spicka, easy layup, got it. So 27-9, 1:09 to play in the quarter. And it's not looking good for Rochester right now, Pete.
I think Rochester's problem right now is they're tending to pick up their dribble at the top of the key, and I think everyone's just kind of standing around and they can't get any ball movement going.
Yeah, and we've seen that a lot right now. You're right. Kujat can't really find who she wants on the offensive end. They pick it up and just throw it over to Shirt, restart again. At that point, you're down to 10, 15 seconds in the offense as Anderson throws it up, no good. And the Warriors are off again, 35 on the shot clock. And just a lot of confusion for Rochester trying to get this ball up. Kujat's got it just beyond the three-point line. Kick ball there on Fitton.
Give it the Warriors 14.
Shea Kaiser checks back in.
Well, Aquinas has showed that they can score, and they've got a lot of scorers on the team, and from down low and from the key.
Yeah, they've looked really impressive in the paint, like you said. And they started the game hitting a lot of threes, and they've really done everything right. So this lead is more indicative of them than anything else. And we've seen some great defense from Aquinas, too. Hinton's really locked down on Kujat.
Absolutely.
You haven't really seen Smith or Fielder get inside and get opportunities. Most of the Warriors' points have come from free throws. Which, if you're going to concede points, that's how you want to do it.
Right.
So there's the inbound to Fielder, Kujat, and an offensive foul on Hinton. Defensive foul on Hinton.
Number 10, Keely Hinton.
And we will have free throws for Kujat as the Warriors enter the bonus.
Kuya shoots 2.
And that one's no good. Skied high, didn't drop. That one bounces off no good as well, and if you're Rochester, you got to get those points at this moment. Hinton running the offense up. They're going to play for the last shot as they almost lost it. Spica, the deep three, no good. Hinton, a huge rebound, and she is hit hard, and she is slow to get up. That was a brutal hit.
Shocking no call right there.
No foul there again. It's just out of bounds on the Warriors, so Aquinas will get the ball, but no foul called. They were in the bonus, so would have got shots. So Spica now looking around. Got it inside. What a beautiful pass at the end of the game for Hannah Briefeld, or at the end of the quarter there, to knock it in. So, 29-9. Coach Brent Wichner thrown out of the game. It's been an eventful first quarter.
It really has, Nick.
You're really happy with it if you're Aquinas, but we are going to head to a quick break here. We will come back from that break. So join us right after that. So here we go. We are back. 29-9. Aquinas Saints. They get the inbound to start it. And it's Spica with the ball. Spica at the top of the key, driving inside. Throws it up. Shot no good. Kujat coming the other way. Like me and Pete were just talking there at the break, what a wild start to this game. What a wild sequence of events. Not really what you expected. You expected a grinding out game. If you're looking at this from the outside, you step in right now, you're kind of shocked, I think, with this score.
Very shocked with this start.
But there's a foul on Brayfeld. Velko will have 2 free throws, and I guess Rochester gets an opportunity to start a run right now. First one is good.
They're going to need it. They looked pretty deflated walking off the court there at the end of the first, and
they sure did. I wonder what Coach Wichner's up to right now. He might be watching our broadcast.
I think he is.
Here's the second one. That one's good.
Rochester coming with the press.
And Briefeld, the one to catch it. That's not really who they want handling the ball, as now Anderson's got it as they cross half court. Back to Briefeld, Spica. Over to Day. Day inside. Briefeld. Back to Spica. And Day, steps out of bounds. Nope, they're going to call foul.
Whistle on the Warriors 15. Brooke Fielder. Her first, team's first.
So here we go. Day with an inbound opportunity. Throws it up Anderson. Shot from deep.
Ooh.
Knocked it down. That's Spica, and she has been on fire to start this game for Aquinas. She's been the majority of their offense. Kujat looking around, throws in. Fielder, no good. Planked off the iron. It's going the other way.
That's what it's looking like right now. Everything seems to be falling for Aquinas, and
Yeah, they definitely
Rochester.
proof of that 8-game winning streak.
Yes,
that's for
absolutely.
sure. And Rochester had a little losing streak of their own the last couple months, and then lost 2 straight. They have a couple wins in between there, so this would be a really big win for their confidence if they can get it. And there's a hard foul. They wanted a jump ball, but it's going to be a foul on Shirt.
Warrior foul number 2. Rookie Shirt. Her first, team second.
Some heckling from the fans for the refs. And there's the throw inside and a foul on Rochester. Another quick foul.
Rochester College 12 Alpha, her second. The team's third. In for the Warriors is 13.
So something to watch there as Velko checks out for Charney, but Velko's got her second foul of the game pretty early in the second quarter here. And she's a key offensive player, leading scorer for the Warriors. Anderson chucks one from deep, and guess what? It dropped. Man, everything they're looking at is falling. 35, 11, 8, 23 to play in the second quarter. That you can do for Rochester, even if offensively they were knocking down shots, it's hard to keep up with this pace anyways. So.
Absolutely, and I noticed they've been trying to double team Faber down at the bottom there, and that doesn't help because that's leaving it open for a lot of shooters on Aquinas' team, and they're showing it.
Well, it doesn't necessarily look like they have interior players.
Yeah.
I mean, Faber's an interior player, but she can handle the ball too, so it's really hard to guard and game plan around that, especially when you're without your head coach.
Absolutely.
But that's a different story. And Rochester College, I mean, this is a good team. They got a lot of shooters, so they're not out of it. But you are down 24 points in the second quarter right now.
At this point, I think they're going to have to get past that with their coach being out, and they're going to have to persevere and put some in the net.
Yeah, it's going to take a spark, and it's hard to do with Devin Velko on the bench. But if you're going to make a run, you got to make it now going into the half, get a little confidence going, and
It is a game of runs.
go from there, Pete. So checking into the game for Aquinas is Jordan Wiggs. She saw a few minutes earlier in the game, and she will guard Kujat. She takes over the point guard role for Hinton. And there is a foul called on Aquinas just before the shot.
Same foul, number 3, Day, her first, the team's
So
second.
Day picks up her first foul. Lots of fouls today, Pete.
Yeah, I'm not here to bash on anybody, but they've been pretty heavy on the whistle.
Yeah, it's gonna be a long game. We got a 7:30 start for the men's game too, so we got to get that in. Working inside his Fielder. Nice post move, but can't get it to fall. Dungeon got the rebound, and they're gonna call it a jump ball. Will remain with the Warriors.
She's 0 for 3 there on those little baby hooks. She
Yeah,
just
and
can't get one to drop.
She's making some really nice moves. They're just not falling.
Yep.
Maybe that's the difference. They start to get her going and something happens. Kujat. Off balance, no good. Here comes Specca and the Aquinas offense. Threw it over the head there of Shelby Madison, who's seen her first minutes, and it's Warrior basketball. No, I mean, the biggest problem for Rochester is Aquinas is just knocking down everything. It is really hard to come back in a game where the other team's run has just not ended. They just keep on going. Puget's got a double screen at the top. It doesn't really do much. Shirt now around the screen from Fielder, who's just rotating. Shot for three from no good from Dungeon. And here comes Wig. Specca now with it around the pit. And out of bounds, it's going to remain with Aquinas. Well, as I just mentioned, I mean, thank you for joining us for the women's game, but following the women's game, Rochester men will play the Aquinas men, and that should be a pretty interesting battle. Both of those teams pretty tight in the rankings in the back half of the conference.
They're both looking for some wins.
Yeah, I mean, both in desperate need of wins for positioning in the conference. It's an offensive foul now on Aquinas, and it's Rochester basketball.
Yeah, both teams have little time to make up what they started here, and both men and women. So both of these wins will be really key.
Yeah, I mean, whoever comes out with these wins between Aquinas and Rochester, it's really going to help improve their standing because we're getting towards the end of the season, and it's all about positioning at this point.
Absolutely.
Who are you going to play in the conference tournament? Because there's a play-in. You can have a terrible season. You can go 0-24 in the regular season. You win the conference tournament, guess what? You're in. And there the jumper fade falls for Andrews.
We got 37-11 with 6:30 left in the ball game, in the half, excuse me.
Puget, Cherney looking around. The screen from Fielder. Throws it out to Shirt. Puget, Fielder inside. Another nice move and another miss. And she just watches it go out of bounds.
Substitution for the Warriors, 24, Jade Smith.
So the struggle continues for Rochester. They've been kept quiet in this quarter, 37-11, 6 minutes to play. And Andrews has the basketball, Shirt guarding her at the top. The throw inside denied, it's out of bounds. Jade Smith, the one who got in there.
34, Faber.
Faber checks back in, not what you want to see if you're Rochester. She has been strong both on the offensive and defensive end. And a throw inside to Hinton. She was open, just not a good pass. Throw inside, Faber out of bounds. Briefeld, the one who threw it, but it's going to remain with the Saints. Hinton looking, Faber rotating, Andrews looked for Briefeld, didn't find her. Faber's shot no good. And here comes Puget. Off and running quickly, drops back. Rochester looks like they keep wanting to run in transition and then they back off the pedal really quickly. At some point, you either got to commit to that or just slow that offense down because you're going to tire yourself out. And Smith draws the foul. She'll have 2 free throws.
Saints foul, 34, Faber, her first, the team's third.
This game's kind of been indicative of Rochester's play lately. We've kind of seen a slide from them. They started off this season really hot, one of the best teams in the conference, and it's just kind of been a downhill run from there. You kind of looked at this game as an opportunity to kind of right the ship. Your season's never over until you lose in conference play, but in the conference tournament. But
yeah, even though it's been going downhill a little bit, they've really battled it out, and you know they're 16-10. They're looking all right in the conference. I mean,
but maybe this is the wake-up call that Rochester needs to really sit down and discuss what's went wrong and how they can fix it. Andrews throws it inside Faber, double team off the backboard, no good. Charney almost lost it down there. Here comes Kujat, a 1-on-3, takes it to the rim and fouled. Had someone in the restricted zone else. That might have been a charge. So Kujat will pick up 2 free throws here. Both teams nearing the bonus again. That one's good. So 37-13, under 5 minutes to play. And Spica checks back in for Aquinas, so does Wig. That one high and no good for Kujat. There's Briefeld to Andrews. Andrews to Spica, and an offensive foul on Rochester. A hand-checking call. They're on Kujat.
That's her second. Team's fourth. Checking in for the Warriors 20, Shemaya Butler.
So Shemaya Butler gets her first run of the game. Here's Wig working on Butler. Inside, and a travel call on Aquinas. And it's going to be Rochester basketball, Pete. I don't really know what to say. There's just been a lot of whistles today.
There really has.
It gets hard to keep track of at this point.
It's not good, though, that a few of our leading scorers are sitting on the bench right now.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Rochester and you're looking at a run, it's starting to fade away pretty quickly. So here comes Shirt over to Shemaya Butler. Jade Smith, shot up, no good. Defensive rebound, and here comes Andrews. If you're Aquinas, when do you start just kind of slowing it down and running the clock here? Because they're still taking shots pretty early in the clock.
I don't think they want to sit on the lead.
I don't know, though. I mean, it's starting. Ooh, big block from Shirt. I think that you start to go into that 20-second offense, though, here pretty soon, at least coming out of the second half, and kind of go from there.
Run a little burn.
Yeah. I mean, no lead is safe, but you got to be very confident coming out of that half. Andrews way out. No good. Just caught the front iron, and it's a foul going to Rochester. So we're in the bonus. The Warriors will get free throws, and it's going to be Ricky Shirt.
Team foul number 5. Shirt at the line for
I think Rochester's goal here is to try to cut this one maybe to 15 before half. I mean,
yeah, I mean, you got to do something. You're down 24 with 3:40 left in the quarter. Now 23 as that first one falls for Shirt.
And like you said, I mean, they're getting good looks down low especially, and they're just not dropping.
Yeah, it just looks like there's a lack of confidence there. Looks like they're going through the motions at this point. There's a timeout for Aquinas. And we will take a timeout with them. So we will be right back after this quick break. So here we go. We are right back. 3:35 to play in the quarter. Aquinas basketball. Specca over to Briefeld at the top. Andrews rotates around. 3-ball from Hetton, and it drops. So 40-15. And this one's getting ugly, Pete. And the crazy part about it is Aquinas kind of was on a drought there.
They were.
So if Rochester was going to get a run going, that was their opportunity, at least here in this first half. As Jade Smith can't get it fall, Shirt throws it away.
Yeah, they just seem to keep clunking them right off the front of the rim, and you see their little miscommunication, but
Yeah, like you mentioned, they're getting good shots. They're setting up their offense. I mean, they've had a couple miscues, but that sloppy play there is not really indicative of what they've been doing today.
right, it's going to happen.
Yeah, their offense has really been running well, and shots just not falling, unlike this Aquinas team where we see a rare miss right there from them. So there's Charney, throws it into Fielder. Shirt. Rochester rotating the ball. Shea Kaiser with it. Dungeon working. Kaiser, 3-ball. Wasn't super confident shooting it, but you were at the end of the shot clock, and now it's a foul on the Warriors. So we're going back the other end in the ball.
Rochester College foul, 13, Kim Charney. Her second.
So Charney picks up her second foul. And we're going to have Briefeld. Nope, that's Faber at the line. Briefeld will go over to rebound. The rest of the Aquinas team backed out. So Faber knocks down the first. Pushing the lead to 26. No good on the second. Fielder's going to take it up court. Shirt has a pick from Fielder. Dungeon driving inside. Shea Kaiser for 3. No good. Clanks off the right iron. Shirt now looking around. A good offensive rebound for Rochester. Let's see if they can take advantage of that. And there's a steal. Andrews, hard offensive foul on Kaiser. So now we're going to get free throws for Andrews. So, Pete, we're sitting at that 2-minute mark right now. What are you saying at halftime if you're Rochester?
A whole lot.
Yeah, there's a lot to be said, that's for sure. First one for Andrews falls. What's your key here?
I mean, it's frustrating when you're getting good looks and you can't. It just, nothing's falling. I mean, as you can see, they got 15 points. I mean, it just gets frustrating. You could see a little kind of getting on tilt a little bit with that foul after turning over. I mean, I think the key is just not letting it get to their heads.
Yeah, you think you almost got to say, let's just pretend it's 0-0, go start a new game?
Absolutely.
I mean, not even expect to win, just get in your offense, see it as a little bit of practice opportunity.
Absolutely.
And 43-15, 136, and a throw inside to Briefeld. She's fouled and will head to the line. Hey, you're going to go into this down 28 at this point, 2 free throws here. You don't want to say it's out of reach, but it's not looking good if you're Rochester.
For 2.
So Briefeld's going to get 2 free throws. First one's no good.
In for the Warriors, 20, Butler.
So Shemaiah Butler checks back in for Kim Charney. So let's set the stage here again. 132, 43-15. The Aquinas Saints are leading. And a second free throw, no good. And here comes Shirt the other way. Shirt looked for Dungeon and got it thrown away, and it's a loose ball. Let's see who it goes to. It goes to the Warriors. Nope, it's going to the Saints. Looked like it should have been Warrior basketball, but.
What's that? Oh. Can't be naughty out here. You missed the key player.
So Madison throws it over. Madison driving inside, no foul on Fielder. Ball loose, Madison and Fielder dive for it. Fielder got it, tries to throw it to Kaiser. Up from Briefeld, no good. A little bit of chaos with 50 seconds here to play. The throw is denied. Destiny Lewis got her hand in there on it. but it's going to be Rochester basketball. So 43-15, 45 seconds, and Ricky Shirt's got the inbound to Shea Kaiser. See if they slow it down. Try and play for 2 here. Shirt to Butler. Inside Dungeon, a nice post move, and that one falls. Here's Madison taking up court for the Saints. The Saints running around some screens. Inside Briefeld. And almost stolen by Shirt. Shirt, now they got it. Butler, and there's a foul on Aquinas. So free throws to come for Shemaiah Butler and the Rochester Warriors.
I think that's what Rochester's going to want to do on the defensive end, showing a little zone and kind of throwing them off a little bit.
Yeah, you almost have to start pressuring here if you're Rochester and maybe take some shots that you normally wouldn't. You don't want to say it, but you have to. I mean, it's not what you want to see at any point, especially just before halftime and going into the second half, but
they're going to have to change their original game plan that they came in with.
Yeah, you can't just give up at the game at this point. So I think we're going to see a lot of three-pointers for Rochester and a lot of shots very early in the shot clock. Butler knocks down the first and the second. So it's 43-19, a 24-point lead for the Saints. And here they come. Madison driving, fouled, and we'll head to the line. The foul's on Dudgeon. So some more free throws we got here with 5 seconds left. Just trying to get to halftime at this point if you're both teams. Aquinas will take the opportunity at points regardless. Shelby Madison knocks down the first. Second is up, no good. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay with Aquinas. They're going to say that it came off of Shea Kaiser, no argument from her. So here's the inbound, deep shot, no good, and we will go into the half. So we will enter halftime, Peter Green, 44 for Aquinas, Rochester Warriors 19, and we will take about a 15-minute break, and then we will be right back. So thank you for joining us. And welcome back to Garth Pleasant Arena. If you're just joining us, I'm Nick Grifforst. I'm joined by Peter Green doing color. 44-19 is your score at the end of the first half. The Aquinas Saints leading the Rochester College Warriors. Walk you through a few things if you are just joining us that you might have missed other than the score, but we are down one coach for Rochester College. We had a double technical on Brent Wichner to start the game, and then Pete's going to walk you through some stats right here, catch you guys up.
Yeah, shortly after that technical, seems like Aquinas started heating up, and with first quarter stats, they're shooting 9 for 16, 56%, and for the game, they're 43% right now, and with Rochester shooting not so hot, shooting 19%, and they're going to need a few threes, and they're going to need a lot of scoring here, but we've seen sicker dogs live, Nick.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Well,
but I believe in a comeback. I believe in the system. I believe that Rochester College can make this exciting here, give us a little bit of life.
We hope so, man. That's what we want to see.
But if you're not, follow Rochester Sports Network on Twitter. We get updates. We tell you when we're streaming, when we're not streaming. I mean, this game got pushed back a couple times because of snow days. Also, subscribe to us on YouTube. Hit the bell button. It will notify you when we go live, when we upload videos, stuff like that. But join us back here. Second half action underway. Aquinas will be getting the inbound to Henton. And here we go. Aquinas takes a 25-point lead into the second half. Breedfeld back to Henton, back to Breedfeld. Andrews with it. Andrews driving, blocked by Fielder.
That's what they're going to need, because that Andrews and Bree Spica have been coming strong with 12 and 10 points, and they're the ones to be stopped right here on their offense.
Yeah, they got some talented shooters and ball handlers, and Henton looks like she's a very talented defender. She's locked down Kendra Kujat all night. Andrews from the corner, driving, got a lane, fouled by Shirt. That's really all she could do right there to deny those points. That was a great move by Andrews. We're going to have 2 free throws for the Saints.
Quarter ball, number 2.
So as mentioned earlier, at this point it's a tentative 7:30 start for the Rochester men versus the Aquinas men. We'll have a little pre-game for that, some discussion, some stats for you guys, some info, but first we gotta get this one over and see if the Warriors can pull off a comeback here, one for the ages if it happens.
We'd love to see it.
We'd love to see it, that's for sure.
It's tough when Aquinas is playing this good as of late.
Yeah, they're definitely, if you're just joining us, Aquinas has been unconscious for 3. They've had some great play inside. Fielder expands her range there to about 12 feet and misses it. Andrews taking it up. Spica has really looked really impressive for Aquinas.
Very sharp.
She takes that dribble there, throws it over to Andrews.
I must throw out the Catholic Central alum.
Yes. Peter Green knows all about Catholic Central sports.
Just had to give him a quick shout out.
Spica drives, gets the foul, and boy, we've seen the whistle a lot today. And we had a little stat up if you joined us right before the half started of all those fouls. We didn't get around to it, but lots and lots of foul calls and those 2 technicals, obviously. Really drawn out this game.
Yeah, and Aquinas is taking advantage of it. They're shooting 70% from the line.
Yeah, and they're knocking down a few more here. Spica knocks down the pair. And Kujat, and this Rochester offense just trying to get something going here. Velko, offensive foul on Velko. They're going to say that she pushed off, extended that arm.
That's her second, team's third.
That puts Velko with 2 fouls, Kujat with 2 fouls, Brooke Fielder with 2 fouls. So That's not what you want to see.
No, it's not at all what you want to see. Velko, Dungeon, really your two scores for Rochester. Both have seen limited minutes tonight because of fouls. Andrews knocks down another three, this time from the corner, 51-19. And there's a travel on the Warriors, Kendra Kujat. So more whistles, more changes of possession.
You don't really see that out of Kujat.
And there is a foul on Velko, who denied hitting the inbound. And we are back. And we are back online. Thank you for waiting through those technical difficulties with us. First year with this equipment, so we're just trying to get it going. And thanks to Dan Higgins, our production man, for figuring it out, because we were lost. As always, we are lost without Dan.
Yes, we need him, and we're fixing the kinks.
We love Dan, and we appreciate Dan, and he keeps us in line. But we are back. It's 57-25, so Rochester's kind of gone on a little bit of a run of their own. They got 6 quick points there, so 3:43 to go in the quarter. His shot goes up, no good. And Aquinas is back off and running. Andrews from the corner. The shot up. No good from Faber. Fight for the rebound. Kujat will go the other way with it. Kujat just running around screens. Picks up her dribble again. Dungeon thought about it, now takes it. No good. Almost dropped.
She kind of has a Lonzo ball release, doesn't she?
Yeah, you kind of been noticing
Close,
that.
close.
It's that little shoulder kick
Yep.
kind of shot. But
Hey, whatever works.
count from the elbow out. But we've all seen your golf swing, Pete, so you're not one to talk. Hinton throws it inside.
They compare it to Rory McIlroy, I must
That's not
say.
what I hear. Faber draws the foul. That's not what I hear, Mr. Green.
Maybe Dave Duvall.
Dave Duvall, some Seve Ballesteros in there. Maybe. Or maybe it's just not a good golf swing.
We'll
But
compare yours to Charles Barkley, but we'll keep going.
Regardless, we got some basketball here to call. Here's Shirt taking it up the court. 57-25, under 3 minutes left in the quarter. And like we said, the men's game will soon follow as there's another whistle and another travel, this time on Kim Charney. So Aquinas basketball. Since we went into the break, Rochester College is now in extreme foul trouble. They're in the bonus, but that's just not what you want to see in a comeback situation here. Nice spin move inside.
Beautiful move by Faber.
Great move by Faber. Looking really good. Aquinas just looks like a team to beat right now.
Absolutely.
They look really impressive. And as you mentioned, if you guys stuck around for the earlier half of our broadcast, Indiana Tech's a team to beat in the conference. They're undefeated, and if there's a team that's going to beat them, it looks like it's this Aquinas team. They look really impressive.
They played very recently, and Aquinas lost to them by 11 points, but like you said, that's the team to chase is Indiana Tech right now.
Yeah, and Indiana Tech just looks really impressive. They got a lot of great scores. They got some really, really talented post players. And it's hard to beat in the NAI regardless, men's, women's basketball, whatever. But it is really hard to beat a team that has good post players because you just don't see that so often at this level.
You're right.
And Rochester College has seen their fair share of those really good post players, especially on the men's team. And every time they make a run, it seems to come because of someone like that.
Yep. And the key is keeping them out of foul trouble.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think back to very recently on the men's team, Jalen Larry was one of the best post players in the country, and he's having a very good career overseas right now. So Rochester basketball substitution as Marissa Brady checks in for Aquinas. Brady saw a few minutes while we were offline. They're starting to go deep into their bench rotation. Dribbling around, Shea Kaiser. Pujat fouled on the floor, no shot. And that will be the third foul for the Saints. So we got about 11:34 left in this basketball game. And at this point, if you're Rochester, do you just start putting the bench players in, Pete?
I'd say so.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you have anything to lose at this point other than the game and injuries.
Right.
That's it. I mean, the game's probably a lost cause unless we see something really special, which I'm here for if it happens. But I think you kind of got to worry. It's all about conference play. If you're Rochester, you're not going to get that automatic bid. Or that, the at-large bid. So you got to play for that automatic bid. You got to play for the conference tournament. So you got to keep your players as healthy as possible. And a couple more wins here, and you could have home court advantage in a playoff scenario if you're Rochester. So they're right in that middle of the pack where it starts to flip.
Well, like we were saying earlier, this would have been a great game to win, but just a lot of chaos going on in this game, especially early.
Yeah, and just did not start off on the right foot, like you said, with those technicals. And
it's not what they were planning on going into
I don't think
tonight.
that's how you draw it up, Pete. I'm not
I wouldn't say so.
not a basketball expert, but I wouldn't say that helps your cause. The basket's good and the foul for Day.
By Day. Fouls on the Warriors for 20, Shemaya Butler.
So Shemaya Butler picks up her first foul. And for Rochester's credit, they're leaving a lot of the starters out there. I mean, it's only the third quarter. You got 45 seconds left, but you're down 34 points. at some point soon, I think that you got to pull them, see what this bench has. And we really haven't had an opportunity to see this bench, at least in games that we've broadcasted. For the Warriors, shot no good from Velko in a fight for the ball. And they're going to call a foul, not a jump ball. So Aquinas is going to get some shots on the other end. And the ref almost just hit that player in the head with the basketball, trying to throw it up court. Almost caught Jordan Wigg in the dome, but.
And that was a foul on Shemaiah Butler, correct?
Yes. So that would be his second. And it looked like it was a jump ball on one end. But, again, who am I? Just an announcer. So here's 2 free throws for Jordan Wigg. Regardless of the calls, Aquinas has dominated this basketball game. They are by far the better team in this basketball game.
No doubt.
And it's going to be interesting to see what they can do in the conference tournament. These two teams might see each other in the first round with how it's kind of shaken out. Rochester could fall back far enough to get into that spot. I mean, that's obviously not what you want to have happen, but there's enough games left that either team could drop and they could see each other.
But if they do, Rochester's definitely going to have a chip on their shoulder. And
yeah, it's definitely going to feel like a revenge opportunity. And that's always a motivating factor. Kujat working around Shea Kaiser from deep, no good, just looked off balance, rushed it with 8 seconds on the shot clock. So here comes Aquinas trying to break the press from the Warriors. And got it right before the buzzer. Fredrickson knocked it in. And we're going to go into the end of the third quarter. 65-27, a 28-point lead for the Saints. We will be right back. So we welcome you back to the fourth and final quarter of play here between the Aquinas Saints and the Rochester College Warriors. So we'll have 10 minutes left, 65-27 Saints lead. And foul around the screen. Aquinas is wondering how she got that call. Looked like she just tried to break between the screen, had it set, so good foul call there. For what it's worth, most of the calls have been pretty good, just pretty ticky-tacky.
Yep.
Like that one could have probably gone either way, probably could have gone with the no call as Fielder gets a rebound and gets a basket. But I don't know. I think after the early double technicals, the refs decided we got to keep this game in line, so we're just going to call a lot of fouls because that can get ugly quick. So Madison knocks down the layup on the other end. And Velko driving, backs in, got in there and drew the foul. Nope, they're just going to call it out of bounds. You expect a foul and then there's not, Pete. So Velko now, the shot, no good. Fielder, rebound, got it. So So Brooke Fielder is starting to show some life as the full starting unit is out there for the Warriors. Pass between the legs of Velko. Throws it out to Wig. Wig dribbling, got a lane, got it to drop.
Great take.
Yeah, Jordan Wig really found that inside corner there, made a nice little move, little pump fake, dropped it in. Ricky Shirt controlling the offense for Rochester. Kujat. Inside Fielder. Blocked, could have been a jump ball, but it's going to stay with Rochester. That's one of those tough calls right there where it gets knocked right back into her hands. Did it ever leave the hands? It's going to be Rochester basketball.
Best to go no call.
Best to go no call. That's my motto.
Let them play.
Let's get this one done. I think both teams want to get out of here without some injuries. So Velko, physical. Yep. So a charge on Rochester. Physical move inside from Velko.
Devin Velko fouls out the game.
Yeah, that's it for the leading scorer for the Warriors, and we didn't really see a whole lot of her tonight. She definitely was on the bench quite a bit with fouls. That doesn't really help your cause, but it's more than one piece for Rochester tonight. It's probably more of the whole set, not really operating like it should. Maybe at the end of the day, you just chalk this up as one of the ones that just didn't work out. You gotta kind of forget about it and not think about it too much. I know that's really hard to do, especially this late in the season, as Kujat draws the foul there. Yeah, and that's number 4 on Kendra Kujat, so her night could be over here really soon.
And it is.
It's over for Kendra Kujat, and there's a technical on Kendra Kujat.
Really?
Wow. Kendra Kujat, so I'll walk you through what just happened if you missed it. So the refs are talking it over. Kendra Kujat, and this is a different ref than the one that called the original text on Wichner. But Kujat drew her 5th foul, kind of nonchalantly asked for a travel, which it could have been. But Kujat got a technical. She's already out of the game, so...
That's very shocking to me.
Yeah,
they're really quick to give him the capital T here.
It's really hard not to call that, I guess, if you're the ref and you think that you've been disrespected most of the game. I mean, you already threw out a coach. You gotta be careful if you're Rochester. But for Kujat, she's already done for the night, so it doesn't really affect her. It just kind of hurts her team maybe a little bit. I mean, the game's pretty much done at this point. You got 8:19 left. You're down 38 points.
All she was doing was playing aggressive defense.
Yeah.
You can't knack her for that.
I mean, I'm sure it was a foul. It looked like a foul from here. One of those that could have gone. I mean, I think it was pretty ticky-tacky, but to tee up another Warrior player, this is the first Warrior player to get teed up, but another Warrior. First free throws missed. I mean, I just hope we get a different reffing crew for this second game. This could be a really, really long night. I mean, just to give you a sense of how the foul calls have extended this game so far. I mean, it's 7:02. Men's game was supposed to kick off at 7:30. Tip-off, not kickoff. Super Bowl's already done. We got 218 days till the next football game. But, I mean, this game's ran already long by about 10 minutes, and you got 8 minutes left of game time. What are you going to ask, Pete?
I was just going to say, were you counting for football or no?
I don't care about football.
Yeah,
I'm a Michigan State fan. It hurts me too much. It hurts me too much. So here we go. Aquinas' offense starting to rotate. Day with it. She's looking around. Driving inside. Grady. Back out Madison. Shot clock. And a travel. here we go. 70 to 31, 39-point lead for the Aquinas Saints, 7:47 to play. Shea Kaiser, some of the bench players in. Lauren Weiss gets in the game for the first time today. We don't see her very often in games. Weiss looking around to Butler. Kaiser, Shirt, side Jade Smith, no good, might have been tipped. And here comes Aquinas. Aquinas looked inside for Brady, couldn't get it. Smith gets the rebound. And here comes Shirt. Shirt looking for an opportunity, double team. Butler now double team, throws it up and foul. Comes off the rim. So like we said, we will have a 7:30 question mark start for the
Possibly.
Rochester College men's team. I wouldn't expect this game to be done very soon before 7:30, but they normally have about a 30-minute overlap, so make sure to either stick with us or tune back in for that one. That should be a pretty exciting game. And two teams that right in the middle of the pack for the Wolverine Hoosier Athletic Conference. And like I said, just like the women's teams, getting up at the end of the season, it's getting into crunch time for positioning. Neither team will get the at-large bid, so it's kind of a fight for seeding. The drive inside it, wow. Physical hit. We got some kind of foul call. Not sure which one it is. That was Olivia Kuji, who has just checked in. Brady, the shot, no good. Shirt looks around, decides to take it herself. Shirt coast to coast to Kaiser. No good.
Kaiser just can't get one to drop today.
That's pretty much sums up the day for the Warriors. And the same story is true that was true in the first half. They're getting good opportunities and good looks, and they're just not making them.
You hate to see it. It's hard to watch sometimes.
It is hard to watch. And as an announcer, sometimes these games that drag on, you kind of lose things to talk about, and that's why we end up talking about Pete Stoffson. But Jade Smith inside, out to Kaiser, but there's a foul prior to that. So we're going to have a Rochester inbound. Kuji picks up her second foul in her short run here. Shirt looking around. Got it to Butler. Butler. It falls, so Shemaya Butler puts some points on the board for Rochester. 70 to 34. That's Lewis. Off balance, no good. Shirt slows down, avoids Lewis. Inside, Jade Smith threw it away looking for Shirt.
Saints substitution, 25, Wig.
So Wig will check in for Aquinas. They're starting to rotate pretty heavily. Kind of just starting to get into that 20-25 second offense and run out the final couple minutes of this game. And Madison now driving inside. And the foul. And they tee up Jade Smith. So Jade Smith kind of mimicked what could have been a travel there on Madison, and now we got some heckling from the Rochester crowd. You can't see our camera's facing the other way, but Jade Smith gets teed up. We got some free throws and another discussion from the refs.
Are they out to get us?
I don't know if that's the case, Pete, but it sure has been an interesting relationship between the refs and the Warriors today. I think at that point, if you're smart and you're Rochester, especially after those double technicals, but for sure after the Kendrick Kujat technical, you just kind of keep your emotions to yourself.
Yes,
and
that's
get this game done, because you never know what's going to happen
Right.
with this reffing crew. And it's been the entire reffing crew. It's not just one or two refs. But the whistles, the technicals may have been bad, but their whistle calls, their like in-game calls have been pretty good for the day. There's been a lot of them, but they haven't necessarily been biased. I don't know about the technicals though. I mean, they might throw out a fan at this point. The ref's looking up there at a fan in the crowd. Have some discussion down here at the table. I don't know what's about to happen, but there's some discussion. We got Olivia Farrell trying to check in for Rochester. The ref's not really noticing her. And here comes the first free throw. Just kind of want this game done at this point. I think if you're both sides, Aquinas wants to win and Rochester wants to forget about it.
In for the Warriors 22, Olivia Farrell.
There must be some John on the court that we can't hear because they seem very hostile.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
It sure is looking interesting if you're if you're Rochester. You just want to get this one done. You just want to go home and kind of wait it out. Wait out for the next one. Get some practices in and maybe relax. I don't know what else to say. You just got to keep your emotions to yourself. So working it inside, now over Kaiser, pump fakes. Looks inside, no good, and a foul. So Olivia Farrell looks like she's going to get free throws. But like I said earlier, stay with us. And I'm saying that because I think it will be a good one. The men's team, led by Armand Cartwright, will take on Deshaun Lewis and the Aquinas Saints. Coach Clint Pleasant in the building right now, watching the finish of the women's game and maybe hoping that he doesn't get the same roughing crew, but it's a different story. We might be here till midnight. So Farrell, the second one, no good. 72-34, 5 minutes left in the quarter. And in the basketball game, Griffin Burton getting ready to check in as well, so Rochester's starting to bring out the bench. Madison, step back, three, bang.
Bonnie.
She's kind of hasn't shot all day, but right there converting on that one. Starting with some freedom. Butler threw it away looking for Farrell. Here come the Saints, and it's knocked away as they look for Wig.
Warriors substitutions.
So as we said, Griffin Burton checks in and Kim Charney checks back in. This will be Burton's first minutes of the game. So Rochester just trying to avoid injuries, trying to get some players who wouldn't normally see the court some run. Three ball, no good there from Kuji. And Burton will take over the point guard operation. Burton throws it out to Lauren Weiss. Weiss throws it off the backboard, no good. And here comes Wig the other way. Wig, Lewis, no good. Bounce around Madison, no good as well. And a fight for the ball and some diving, which if you're either of the coaches, you do not want to see your players
Not at
diving
all.
on the floor, especially if you're Aquinas with a 41-point lead. But you got to respect the heart there at least.
Jordan Wig shoots two.
So the Rochester crowd starting to transition from the women's fans to the men's fans at this point, but we will see what the last 4 minutes and 3 seconds has in store for us, Peter Green. Wig, no good. Weiss almost loses it. Charney's got it. Charney to Griffin Burton. Barton is a multi-sport athlete for the Rochester College Warriors. She had a little run with the Rochester College women's golf team while she's playing on the new Rochester women's lacrosse team. And she also is a puppy raiser. There's a leader dog program at Rochester College where they help raise dogs for blind people who are in need, and she's a part of that. So she's a pretty big part of this community. Doesn't see a lot of action on the basketball court, but
basketball players tend to be good golfers. I think.
Is that so, Pete? Are
I
you
mean,
trying to draw a connection to yourself, or?
No, absolutely not. I'm just saying that Griffin showed she could play golf.
Did she?
I'm sure a few other girls on this court could play golf.
Well, we need them.
I think Will Williams might have to dive deep into it.
Yeah, we got the new men's golf coach, William Williams, in the building, and yes, that is his real name.
Billy.
Billy Williams. William Williams. But regardless, we got basketball still, Pete. I know it's getting hard at this point, but 77-34, 2:54 left in the quarter. So Devin Velko out of the game, Kendrick Kujat out of the game, head coach Brett Wichner out of the game. It's just not what you wanted if you're Rochester. 77-34. If you're the Warriors, you just got to focus on not letting this demoralize you, not letting this knock you off the rails for the rest of the season, because it definitely can. It has the ability to. Madison inside to Brady. Brady shot up, no good. Fight for the rebound.
Good hustle there.
They got it. And they're going to get run a little more clock if they want. They don't really care to. Madison draws the foul. Nope, travel. So Rochester basketball now.
Like you're saying, you don't want to see Rochester go off the rails with 4 remaining games left in the season that are very key.
They've definitely gone on their winning streaks, and they've gone on their losing streaks, and just the losing streaks have been the more recent, so that's what people are remembering. But if you think back to that Rochester team that started 12-1, 13-1, they really looked like one of the best teams in the entire NAIA. So the talent is there. It's about getting everybody's mindset back to where it needs to be.
And tonight was just a bad night. Sometimes,
Yeah, but
everyone has a bad night.
That might be what it takes. I mean, you never want it to happen, but me and you are both athletes, and sometimes it just takes a really, really bad day to make you go, I gotta fix this.
Mm-hmm.
We can't push it off any longer. Band-Aids aren't gonna fix it. And maybe this can be a turning point for the better for Rochester, but that's best case scenario. It can also very easily go the other way. So the free throw is good from Brady, pushing the lead to 44. And the second one falls, so 45, 79-34. Aquinas Saints lead. Just under 2 minutes to play. Griffin Burton with it. Burton to Kaiser, who loses it. Ball bounces around, and it's Day with it for Aquinas. Day over to Kuji. Kuji Madison for 3, and a very confident knockdown triple for Madison to extend the lead even more. Yeah, at some point, I don't think it's going to happen, but Aquinas would stop shooting and run that clock down to about the last 5 seconds, but they keep piling it on.
Well, they're letting a few of their bench players get some shine here with the big lead that they have.
That's for sure. Definitely an opportunity to take advantage of. So there's the inbound. Charney working inside, Euro step, no good. And here comes Kuji and the Saints. The WAC logo today, and there's a foul call. And it's going to be on Lauren Weiss. So with 1:07 left, we got another foul. At this point, it's not as funny as it was a couple minutes ago. because that was ticky-tacky, but this clock's going to run out eventually, Pete.
As Marissa Brady makes the second.
So here comes Sharney. Rochester working around Butler. Butler stripped. Charney trying to create some separation. Can't. Shot clock down to 13. Burton takes a shot. No good. Fight for the ball. Weiss has it. And now they're going to call jump ball. So 7 seconds left in the shot clock. 43 seconds left in the game. And Rochester needs to inbound. Griffin Burton throws it quickly inside Lauren Weiss. Outside shot up, bounces off, no good. Rebound Butler. And at this point, you just got run it out if you're Rochester. They're not going to do that. Charney draws a foul. More whistles than I can count, Pete. More whistles than I can count.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. As we got, for some reason, Cap Wilson is running around behind us. He has a basketball game to play in about 30 seconds, but he's worried about the playlist for the warm-ups.
A DJ and
the stretch four, you know, really multi-talented.
He truly is.
Great guy, that Cap Wilson.
Also a cook in the kitchen.
I don't know about that. Is he? I don't think Cap can cook. I don't actually know. Clock running down. Dave's going to run it down, and we're going to wind it off here. So the final score of this one will be 83-36. Aquinas Saints move to 20-6 on the season, 13-3 in WAC play. And the Rochester Warriors fall to 16-11 on the season, 10-7 in WAC play. So a decisive conference battle goes the way of the Saints in blowout fashion, 83-36. For Peter Green, I'm Nick Grifforst. Thank you for joining us. Dan Higgins, our producer. Taylor Eisenberg on the camera. We will be back in about 32 minutes. I promise it will be 32 minutes. I'm looking at the clock right now for the men's game. So thanks for joining us again. Signing off.